Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. Well, we have interesting developments. We have a small rally going on there. Not without surprise because we were quite oversold actually. However, it did move up so much that it invalidated the direct impulsive count to the downside. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. First, let's remind ourselves of the higher degree pattern which is going on here. My view continues to be that we peaked here in June 22 in a wave 1. And we are currently coming down here in an ABC pattern where we've got an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. So ABC, within wave A we had 3, wave B here, and the C wave currently unfolding. There are now 2 patterns that I find quite likely. So first of all, my current view is that the decline is not finished. Bear in mind that back in October, we reached here my support area, a trend reversal area. We only touched it, but reversed from here. This was not an impulsive reversal, which means I can currently not see the complete decline here as complete because the move up was only in 3 waves. So I would expect an impulse to the downside still to follow, at least something like an ending diagonal. So at the moment, my view is despite the break of this resistance area, I'm going to zoom in a minute, I'm not bullish yet on Natgas. Okay. What else do we have? So we've got 2 options here still. We had, in the previous video, we had 2 options as well, but one of them got invalidated. It opens the door for another option. And I'm going to tell you my preference as well. So the idea is, first of all, the idea was, in the last video, option 1, ABC in wave B, done. And we're coming down in an impulsive wave pattern. Wave 1 down, wave 2 up, wave 3 down. Wave 4 up should ideally not have exceeded the yellow box. However, it did that. This was the resistance area that was relevant for a wave 4. A move above that level makes this scenario very, very unlikely and basically invalidated it. So it's not possible anymore to count this as an impulse to the downside. That would have been the most straightforward pattern. I would have liked to see this, my personal preference, because it would have led to an immediate sell-off and possibly would have ended this bear market quite quickly. But as you know, we don't always get what we want. And I made you aware that we were quite oversold down here. Let's just take a look at the indicators again. Here on the 4-hour, we were massively oversold. Something that's as volatile as Natgas, if you're so oversold, you do expect a counter reaction, which happened, however, quite a strong one, So I also told you that if we break above this descending trend line, there's obviously a risk that we break even higher. Well, we did that now, so let's take a look at the other option. The other option, which is still on the table, which I told you in the last video as well, is that all of this, and that's the pink count, this ABC could be considered as a wave A. Then down here, a move in a B wave and a move up in a C wave. Not necessarily bullish, but short-term bullish. An extended B wave, basically that this wave B would sit here and we would come down in a C wave afterwards. If we zoom in, that might actually look quite good in terms of the proportions here, that we see a large A wave, a large B wave, and then a large C wave down. That would extend this entire bear market considerably, but it would not be, well, too unlikely. For example, I would think we can possibly add here a channel. Let's see where that would take us. It's a bit hard to add a channel here. Yeah, not really, but something like that maybe. Yeah, you've got actually 3 touch points here, interestingly, with 1 fake out. Maybe that is something relevant. I might actually leave that on the chart. But this is a pattern which is now certainly on the table here. So the first one, the impulsive direct sell-off, has been invalidated. This one is still on the table with the extended wave B. But there's now another one, now that the impulse got invalidated. What else do we have here on the table? What's the possibility? I will take out here this level. So yeah, there is still a direct sell-off pattern, which at the moment is not really high confidence, but I really want to show it to you as well. This is now possible. And I've looked at the subwaves, it works out. So we have here a wave 1 down, a wave 2 to the upside, and would get a 3 down, a 4 up, and a 5 down. So that's possible still. It would be the sorry, it would be the direct sell-off count. And for me, this wave 2 rally, however, can be hardly considered as finished at the moment. For looking at the subwave structure, this looks to me as if we're currently doing an ABC structure, ABC pattern, yeah, in this wave 2. Invalidation for this wave 2 would be above 763. And the problem with this count I have is that this B wave should really go a bit lower. Otherwise, the wave C doesn't really have enough space. So ideally, the B wave goes a bit lower. Maybe it will retest here the trend line or so. But it should ideally go a bit lower before moving up in a C wave. Otherwise, the C wave will run out of space because it needs to have a certain length. And I can tell you above which level will be this scenario unlikely. It will get very unlikely above $7.06, even less likely above $7.32, and basically will get invalidated above $7.61. Which means that as soon as we get above $7.06, I will put much more emphasis on this direct, let's call it breakout, even though it would still be a larger correction in the C wave. Yeah. But at the moment, I would, we can go with this one. I would prefer this one, but it's not necessarily high confidence. Both counts are not high confidence, to be honest, because this move up, the most straightforward one would have been the direct sell-off to the downside. Didn't happen. So this one here, this strong increase here with that gap, it basically shows that this move up can be hardly seen as finished. Yes, temporary correction now in a B wave before we move up in C in blue here, off wave 2, and I gave you the resistance area for that. As long as we are holding that resistance area, we could focus on a wave 3 to the downside that follows. But I gave you the key resistances here, and if we get above them and invalidate this pattern, I would look at much higher in wave C. And then we're talking about what kind of price target? We're talking about well, I would say even $9.53 wouldn't be unlikely. So the 1.618 would not be too unlikely here. So that's sort of where we are currently with Natgas. What I am waiting for certainly is now a little bit more price information, because things are still fairly unclear due to that latest quite strong price increase. So it could be both really at the moment. If we look at some of these indicators, I mean, in the last video we talked about we were pretty much oversold, but we are now really at a tipping point here also for the indicators. I mean, the MACD is just about to do a bullish crossover on the daily. Yeah. The 4-day is even reducing negative momentum now again. So, the problem is the indicators would support both as well. They do have space both up and down now. So they're quite neutral. Yeah, the RSI on the daily is quite neutral as well. And we've got a bullish crossover here now as well. Yeah, crossing above the yellow line. So it all depends on the next impulse. I would like to see a 5-wave structure now on a lower time frame. I will keep you updated about this one probably tomorrow again. What I find quite likely is that short term we dip a little bit lower now, ideally here in a B wave, possibly come down into the region of around, sort of $5.60, sort of hit this support level, and then rally higher in a C wave. And the extent of that rally then, that will tell us more about in which higher degree pattern we actually are. So I'll keep you updated about Natgas. Generally, however, I don't think that this move down is finished yet. Because overall, this last wave down was a bit too short, and I would consider it impulsive, this one, yeah. But the reaction here was a bit too strong, so the direct sell-off The very direct sell-off has been invalidated. What is also possible, but I currently don't consider it, is obviously a direct breakout to the upside. Wouldn't really consider that too much at the moment. This would really only get into focus as soon as we break out of this yellow channel, but I'll keep watching it, yeah, depending on the subwave structures that are now unfolding. So far, scenarios have worked out, but we haven't reached my lower support area down there yet. Would really like the market to see that, and I'll keep you updated. If things change, I will definitely let you know. Hopefully you liked the update about Natgas. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.